Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. Joining us now, Laura Bramnick from TalkRealEstateAZ.com. TalkRealEstateAZ.com. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Sinclair.
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
It's good to see you.
Getting through the summer heat.
Yes, indeed. Laura is an attorney, also a real estate agent. Great combination. You can, in many cases, represent someone on a real estate transaction as both an agent and as an attorney.
Correct.
Help them negotiate. It may not cost any more to get legal
Yeah,
representation.
if we can save them money, we will.
That's a good thing. 480-624-2705 is Laura's phone. She answers her own phone. 480-624-2705, and Laura holds an active Arizona real estate license, licensed through the State Bar of Arizona, specializing in real estate. But I think more important, you're a consumer advocate for your clients.
I do try to be. I think the law can be very intimidating, and you can step on landmines when you don't realize it. And so you really want to try to guide people through what's best and make them understand what the risks are. Because real estate, you and I have talked about, it's a big investment.
Big investment. And there's one area I wanted to talk about today where there can be a lot of those landmines.
Yes.
1031 exchange.
Yes.
And people hear about it and say, 1031 exchange, I know, that's the one that's tax-free.
Right.
Landmine number one.
Right, it is not tax-free. There's no free ride with the tax man, but it can be tax deferred.
Okay.
And you can use the 1031 exchange program to your advantage, meaning that the 1031 exchange has to do with when you have a profit when you sell investment property.
So there may be some real advantages to deferring that capital gain to a more opportune time.
Yes. One, as you and I have experienced, capital gains rates can change. Congress set those rates, and sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down. There's big moves in Congress to lower it or eliminate it altogether. So at least you can choose when to sell a property so that your tax rate is lower.
Right, you may have some capital losses that could offset the gain.
Exactly.
Or it's just a better year or time for you to recognize that gain.
That's exactly right. So you want to take advantage of the tax laws. It's not really a loophole because, you know, if you've lost money on another property, you know, you can at least get some benefit from not having to pay taxes on a property that you profit from, you know, so that you make it a wash, so to speak. It really, really helps if you've lost money on one that you don't have to pay extra money on another.
So landmine number one, it's not tax-free. Another point, it has to be investment property, correct?
Yes, and it can be any kind of investment property. It just can't be your primary residence because, as you know, Sinclair, the capital gains on a primary residence can be deferred and forgiven the way our tax code is written. You know, if you're a single person, you get a one-time $250,000
Right.
exclusion. If you're married, $500,000. So this has to be investment property. It can be can have been your primary residence in the past and now is an investment property. That's
Okay.
fine. But land, apartments, commercial.
And doesn't it have to be essentially like for like?
Well, that's interesting because initially it had to be the exact same type of property, meaning that if you were selling land, you had to buy another piece of land that was of greater value.
Okay.
Now it's just real estate for real estate. So that means you can sell land and buy an apartment building.
Ah,
You can sell your investment rental and buy an office condo. And so that was clarified by the IRS several years ago. So that's a good thing because as long as it's real estate, you can sell one and buy another. But you have to make sure that you put the profits in so that, let's say that you sell a property and your profit is $300,000.
okay.
But the piece of property that you're buying in exchange is only $200,000. That doesn't really work. You can protect the $200,000, but the 100,000 left over is called boot, and you do have to pay taxes on that. So you want to be careful that you select the properties that will benefit you the most.
What if I've depreciated an investment property?
Now, the depreciation has to be recaptured when you sell it. And
Okay.
so that's another issue that you want to look at when you're selling investment property. Not only what are the capital gains taxes, but what is the recapture amount, and can that be deferred? And so it's really, really important to understand all the rules, talk to your tax advisor, talk to your tax lawyer, your real estate lawyer, to get it all straight. Also, the IRS says that when you do this, you have to have an intermediary. That means that the money that if you sell a property, it can't go into your bank account and then you buy another property. It has to kind of be pure, meaning that it has to pass through a third party neutral.
Okay.
Which many times is an escrow company that specializes in these 1031 exchanges. And also there's a certain amount of days that you have to identify the new property and you have to close on the new property. So it can be complicated.
Yes, it can.
Because you and I have talked about real estate deals, they can fall through.
Sure.
And you may need one not to fall through in order to make sure that you get this tax deferred benefit. That's why the IRS says you can identify more than one property, even though you can only close on one.
But it also means that you should have all your ducks in a row if you're
Oh,
going to do
yes,
this.
yeah.
And don't just kind of do it on the fly.
Right.
But talk with some professionals who can really help you in this process, and you've done this. You
Yeah,
know
and you
know the
want
rules.
to tie in those contracts so that they're airtight, so that you don't sell one and then can't close on the one you're buying,
Very important.
so.
Get a good lawyer is what we're really saying.
Exactly,
To
get a
help you
good
through the
lawyer.
process. It may be a good thing to do, but you have to follow the rules.
Yeah, and it can be very beneficial. A lot of people own a lot of investment property that is appreciating, and which is a good thing.
Yes.
But part of when you look at your financial and tax planning is what am I gonna do with the profits?
Get in touch with Laura Bramnick if you'd like to find out more about 1031 exchanges, not tax-free exchanges.
Correct.
1031 exchanges. It may be right for you, but you have to follow the rules. Laura can help. Laura can be the angel in the fine print, because we know the devil is in the details.
Yes, the devil is in the details.
Laura Bramnick at talkrealestateaz.com. 480-624-2705. 480-624-2705. talkrealestateaz.com. Thank you so much, Laura.
Thanks, Sinclair.